So what's the one piece of advice I can give to you as a trader is to always look to simplify whatever you do. Now in this video, I'm going to go through how we can simplify that break of structure with the manipulation phase for you to start looking for trades. Now the easiest way to do this is to first go to the line chart. That is the easiest way for you to simplify something in your trading if you're finding things difficult. Now on this chart, we can easily identify this pair as being in a bearish market. We can easily identify we're breaking to the downside. But where would we look to mark that break of structure? Well, if we now go to a line chart, the line chart is going to make this much more simpler for you. Let's start over here in the market. So we can straight away mark off this last level here, and we can see that this in fact is a break of structure here to downside. We pull back, a lower high, we break to downside once again. So we then break this level here, and using a line chart, you're easily going to be able to see where we have a break of market structure and a retest from below. Now, if you've not seen some of my previous videos, I'm not looking for a simple break of support, become resistance here. I'm looking for price to pull back into an area of imbalance. Now, there is a video, the imbalance trading strategy, which goes through the breakout area, showing you how you can do this. So once we see price breaking out, we pull back. We're going to start looking for the continuation. We have another break of structure. Now, when you're looking for a trade here, we're looking for one of two things. We're looking for the manipulation at a previous high. If in this downtrend, if we're in an uptrend, we're looking for manipulation of previous low. Or we're looking for an area to hold an area of imbalance. So the simple thing here is we will have some kind of imbalance area here in the market where price pulls into. And we're going to be able to identify that we have some kind, let's mark this arrow out, of a manipulation to the downside here. Let's mark this out as a manipulation to the downside. We then continue to break structure, and it's a strong push down. I'm not going to mark all these swing pullbacks. These are going to be on the lower time frames. So there's my last low in the market. We can mark that across, and again we can see a break of structure. So we just mark that off as a break of structure to downside. Now when the market pulls back up here, we'll be able to identify there's going to be a manipulation. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video, we're looking to simplify everything. So we're either looking for an area of manipulation to occur at a previous high, on this occasion downtrend, or using that imbalance. And on this occasion, I'm going to say we've probably got here an area of imbalance somewhere, and we've got a manipulation at the same time. So the market then pulls back up. We have another break of structure. And where does the market come back to? Comes back to retest this level. Now again, in here, I like to see another area of imbalance. But we also could say that we're going to have a manipulation above this high. So we can see that we have manipulation. Let's mark it out. So a manipulation above this high, somewhere here. We'll go over to the price charts in a moment, the candlesticks, we can see where the actual high sits. Remember, manipulation is above a high. This is showing us closed price. Then we're going to identify another break of structure. Where does price come back to? Retest from below. So we have a breakout, retest again. In here, we may have an area of imbalance. We may not. We may have an area of supply. We have a drop-based drop. Come back into the supply zone. We continue to fall down. We could say there's a small pullback here, but I'm going to look at this as my actual low in the market. It looks more like a swing pullback here than this one here. This is a small pullback. This is more of a swing pullback, which is what we're looking for when we are looking for trends in the market for trades. So this is a break of structure. Again, to downside, we pull back here. What can we see again? We can see a potential manipulation. And again, we'll go through price in a moment, and we'll be able to identify in here somewhere there will be an area of imbalance. We break through once again. What do we break through with? Again, there'll be in here somewhere an area of imbalance. and we can identify there's a manipulation here. Remember, the manipulation is going to be on those previous highs and lows. And then once again, we break structure. So can you see how using a line chart, we've gone through this chart very, very quickly. We've marked off the break of structure, potential areas of manipulations and areas of imbalances. Now an area of supply will be at these peaks as well. I haven't marked those out yet, but can you see how quickly we identify we're in that bearish trend where we're breaking structure, where we're looking for manipulation, areas of imbalance. We know we're looking to sell this market. This is all achievable once you just use the line chart. So looking at this current chart, let's now go and place on the candles. And we'll go back to where we started this move. So we started a breakout, pullback and a breakthrough. Again, let's go closer into price. This is our breakout area. What do we leave here? We have an area of imbalance. Okay, so the market pulls up to fill this imbalance eventually right here. We fill that imbalance and we create a manipulation at this level. So we can mark it off, manipulation, a pullback and a continuation to break structure. Once again, when we break through here, we in fact leave this area of imbalance. This will be my preferred area to draw than this one. This is the breakout candle. We continue to fall, we pull back. Now we do break structure here, but this occasion we haven't actually gone into this area of imbalance. We broke structure, we made a reversal here, we went back up to manipulate the high and we go into this area of imbalance. Now we could have perhaps taken a loss here thinking that we've already broken structure and this was a pullback to continue lower. But look, price never breaks and closes above this high. We just manipulate this high and then we drop away. And it's manipulating this high into this area of imbalance. We now break through to the downside again. Now there's no area here of imbalance. So we'll remove that. But we could look at this area here as a drop-based drop, area of supply. And we can draw out this high as what? As our manipulation. So again, we have a pullback, manipulate above this high inside this area here of supply and a reversal back out with a nice bearish engulfing candlestick. Now on a lower time frame here, we may find a better zone. We may find even an area of imbalance. But there's your manipulation on your pullback, looking for the lows to be taken, break structure. Remember, when we're looking for any entries at these highs, where we're going to target are these previous lows. So the market again breaks out. There's no area here. Once again, no area of imbalance. We do have here an area of potential supply. But more importantly, what do we see happening on this pullback? We can identify here a manipulation. So again, we even have this small pullback, manipulate the high, nice looking pin bar, and the market drops away. Now when we drop to the downside here, we can draw out this area of imbalance. It's a small area of imbalance. The market then pulls back. So we have a small break of structure here as well. You could mark this out as a small break of structure. Just mark that out. And the market breaks through with this candle, leaving this area of imbalance. There's our pullback into the imbalance. And again, we can mark off this high, this candle high. We manipulate above, pull back down. And again, we have one more manipulation right here above the high of this candle, engulfing candle. Where do we go for? We go for the lows. We have another pullback. Now again, understanding the imbalances here, we do pull back into this imbalance. We fill it, we drop out, we break structure. This candle here breaks the structure, leaving this area of imbalance. And then we have a pullback once again into this imbalance. What do we see again? We have another manipulation. And again, we go for the lows, removing the break structure once again. So again, when we break through this time, unlike this push through, we've just broken through, we made actual manipulation to the upside. So there is a reversal point in the market. Manipulated, and then we rally back up. So what can we now take from this? Well, we have an area here of imbalance where the market may want to push into, and we could even see a manipulation of this high at the same time. That is what we're looking for, potential. Now, if we close through this high and this imbalance, and then we're going to continue up, we could then look at this high to be manipulated. And if it closes to that high, then we have a trend reversal. Now, going back to the line chart, you can see how we can identify this area, this high, to be removed. If we see this high removed, and this is then a break of structure to the upside. If we get this, a break of structure to the upside right here, the move up, and we break that structure, we just change that to the break of structure up. For some reason we're not updating. Okay, so we're updated. So we see this break of structure here, then we're going to have a bullish bias. Okay, then we can start looking for buys again. Until that happens, until we see this area removed, we don't have a manipulation there, and we don't have manipulation even at the break of structure level area. Then if we get to this area and we see a spike up, no close through, then we can look to sell, and we're going to sell for these previous lows. Because at the end of the day, this would then be where we're looking for that manipulation to be taken as a break of structure where the liquidity sits, and that's where the money pool sits for our targets. That's why we're seeing a break of structure every time, because that's where the markets are going for that money. So that is my simple take to help you find the break of structure, your areas to take sells and buys from with that manipulation and the use of imbalances. So I do hope this video is going to be educational for you all today. If it has been, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It's going to help me to know that you are liking this type of content, and of course it's going to help the channel going forward. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video about that imbalanced trading strategy, that's exactly what's popping up right now for you to watch and to understand how you can implement the breakthrough with the imbalanced trading strategy and how it's going to help you going forward.